All right, Remins. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for another live stream here. And I gotta make sure that I'm live. Hold on. Let me. Guys, what a win! What a game that was. That was incredible. I think it was a big win for Xabi Alonso. I do think, again, I will say time and time again, Atletico Madrid are not that good when they don't play at home. They are not. They are not the same team when they play Real Madrid specifically. They are not the same team when they play at home. They're not. When they're at home, there's this. I don't even know how to put it. There's this feeling of rivalry, the hatred that Atletico Madrid fans have towards Real Madrid fans. That just, it's there. It's there. It's a real feeling. And wowzers. So it's not live. Why isn't it live? Yeah, but why isn't it live? Why isn't it live, bro? Is it live? I don't even know if it's live. That's the thing. Why is it private? All right, yo, are we live? Is this happening? Like, what's going on? Why isn't it fucking working? It's just not working. Oh yeah, I'm live? You can see me. So I'm live. This is awkward. Okay, well. Okay, hold on. Alright, Remis, enough with the brain farts. We are live. We are live. I am sure of that. And yeah, guys, welcome to the stream. It was a good win today. We played a hard-fought game. It started off very well with a Fede Valverde banger. Happy with the result. I think obviously can't really be too critical on the team because I do think we lack one of the most important elements of our squad, which is Kylian Mbappe. But but yeah, I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed watching Real Madrid play. I think that they look good. I think that the Xabi Alonso system is gelling. I think the team is a lot more committed to the actual system that Xabi Alonso is trying to input into everything, and I think it's slowly showing that the players are indeed committed. That all the talk that was happening after Vinicius got subbed out during El Clasico, after El Clasico, I think that's all gone. So I think it's important. It was an important win today. Xabi Alonso has gotten a lot of stick for not performing in big games with Real Madrid. He did get 4-0'd by PSG in the Club World Cup semifinals, and we did lose 5-2 at the Wanda Metropolitano to Atletico Madrid. But if you checked out my video for that game, I specifically voiced how playing Atletico Madrid at the Bernabeu or in Arabia for the Super Cup, it's not the same thing as playing Atletico Madrid at home. It's not because Atletico Madrid fans are really united by the hatred that they have towards us, which I think it's kind of whack, but I mean, it is what it is. That's just the way it goes. I understand that they've lost some really big Champions League finals against us, and it was very sad the way that they lost. They hate us. They hate us, and I think that when they play at home, when they have their crowd behind them, when the players see the atmosphere and what it means for that fan base to beat Real Madrid, I think that's why they play so well. They play so well at home, and today we played in a neutral venue, which is why I think Atletico Madrid were at a disadvantage, and we came out with the result. 2-1 victory today. I was happy with the team. I think we played a very solid game. There are multiple things that I would like to talk about, specifically players from our side. Excuse me, as well as on the Atletico Madrid side, but it's mostly the manager that I want to talk about. But we'll get to that in a second. Good win today. Fede Valverde scored his first goal in I don't even know how long. It's good to see Fede Valverde back on the score sheet. Of course, it was a banger. Of course, it was a rocket from outside the box. That's just the way it goes with him, you know. That's what he's made of. That's what he's built for, and I'm happy to see that the team is gelling like this. Fede Valverde got a lot of stick earlier in the year for not being committed, which I think is ridiculous. I think Fede Valverde, knowing who he is as a player, and the personality that he really brings to the team, I don't think that it was a lack of commitment. I just think he was in poor form, and that's something that as a Real Madrid player, unfortunately, you're gonna have to deal with the media. The media they don't really value players like that. They're very critical, even if it doesn't really make sense for them to be as critical as they are. But this is Real Madrid. This is the biggest sports market in the world, and media market in the world, that is. And Fede Valverde, I think today he played like he used to. Like he really used to. I'm so happy to see him back and in form. I am very excited to see him play like this from now on. And I don't know if it was the goal. I don't know what it was, but he looked like his old self. Finally, I was happy to see Valverde play the way that he did. And of course, he scored a banger. What a goal! I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that's what he had scored. But I think he played a hell of a game, and it's really important to get our captain back and in form. Obviously, Carvajal is our captain, but hopefully Carvajal can return soon. I don't know when he will be returning. But yeah, guys, tough win today. Tough win today. Very glad with the team and how they pushed forward. Valverde's goal reminded me of Toni Kroos's goal in the past. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's quite the comparison. I think Valverde is known for these kind of goals. You have to understand that he's known for being able to score these kind of bangers, and I'm very glad that he got back on the score sheet, because I think he needed it. I think the team needed it. I think the team really needed to start the way that they started. Couple things about Valverde. I noticed that he was getting pretty heated with Alex Baena. Alex Baena was today Atletico Madrid's left back. Actually, let me look that up real quick. I think he was a left back. He's usually a center mid, but Atletico Madrid. I actually want to figure this out. Give me 1 second. All lost lineups. Alex Baena played as left mid. He wasn't a left back. He was a left mid. Alex Baena, if you don't remember, Alex Baena was the guy that Fede Valverde allegedly punched in the tunnel while Alex Baena was entering his away team bus after a Villarreal Real Madrid match. This was about 2 years ago. This was like I want to say like end of the season 2023. Fede Valverde was in a scandal in which he waited for an opponent to basically be leaving the stadium for him to go and attack him. He allegedly punched him, and then reports came out that he had made some comments about Valverde's unborn child, hopefully having, maybe not making it, is what I took from those reports. And Fede Valverde really held his own during the game. He waited until after the match, and then he went after him, which, again, not right, not justifying it, but it was interesting seeing how their rivalry kind of extends to this. Obviously, Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid have quite the rivalry, especially Atletico Madrid players and what they feel towards Real Madrid as a whole, because they represent the entire fan base. I think it's pretty interesting how the Alex Baena Fede Valverde rivalry just translates to this. Obviously, he doesn't play for Villarreal anymore. He plays for Atletico Madrid. And today, I think at one point, a couple of minutes after Valverde scored a goal, there was Alex Baena fouled Fede Valverde. I think he was pulling his shirt. And as that interaction was kind of coming to its conclusion, Fede Valverde pushed him. And I thought that was pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool to see that this rivalry is still there, that they still have some sort of animosity towards each other. I mean, if the story about Alex Baena saying the things that he said about Valverde's child, unborn child, that is, are true, I think it's pretty whack of him. I think it's pretty whack of him. Obviously, I'm not going to sit here and defend Fede Valverde for wanting to go after him after the match, but then again, it's a father right there. Fede Valverde is back on the score sheet. What a captain he is. I was really happy. I couldn't believe the way that he celebrated the goal. If you guys remember how he celebrated when Rudiger scored the last penalty against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League last year, he celebrated it the same way. He was hitting his head back and forth. It was funny. It was funny to watch. Very happy to see Fede Valverde on the score sheet once again. And I think we need to talk about Tchouaméni, guys. Because a year ago, what date is it today? Today is January 8th. As of this time, it will change in a little bit, but January 8th. January 8th of 2025, Tchouaméni was one of the least liked Real Madrid players out there. Because, unfortunately, he went through a really bad run of form, and it didn't look like he was improving at all. And then we go to the SUPERCOPA, we make the final, and against Barca, when they scored 5 goals against us once again, they beat us 5-2. Rodrigo scored a crazy free kick. Mbappe had a beautiful goal at the very beginning of the game. We eventually lost, but Tchouaméni played terrible that game, and he played at the center back position. And I don't agree with people saying that he cannot play center back. I just don't agree. I think that he's a good defender, and I think that he deserves as many minutes as possible. I think he can play in that position, and I personally just think that he is a hell of a player. And a year ago, he played a terrible game in the Supercopa. He came back around the end of January. The first game back at the Bernabeu was a Copa del Rey tie against, I think it was against Celta de Vigo. And I hadn't seen, people were talking about Vini getting booed and all these things. That's something we'll talk about in a second. But I think it was crazy. I think it was crazy how much stick Tchouaméni got last year, especially after his performance against Barcelona. He was at fault for 2 of the goals that they scored in that game, to be fair. But Tchouaméni, honestly, as of today, I think he's one of my favorite Real Madrid players. I think he's incredible. He's spectacular. The way that he brings calm to the team, not just in an offensive point of view, but in a defensive point of view. I think Tchouaméni is he's quite the player. He's a very good player. He knows what he's doing. I don't know, man. I generally think Tchouaméni is one hell of a signing. There was a lot of stick that Ancelotti took when he kind of started benching him after the 2022 World Cup. Remember that World Cup was in December. It wasn't in the summer as it usually is. And Tchouaméni was a regular starter before that, and then he just was benched, and the team kind of tanked, and Ancelotti took a lot of stick, and then Ancelotti started using him, and then we won the Champions League, and then the first half of the last season, Tchouaméni was awful. Tchouaméni was awful, and as of today, I can tell you he is a player who is renewed. I think that he deserves all the praise that he gets, because what a player, what a way to turn it around. And again, this is what I want for Vinicius Jr. Guys, I can't stress this enough. Vinny's not there. Vinny's not there anymore, unfortunately. And we'll get to that in a second. Courtois is a hero. He deserves to be the main captain, in my opinion. Yeah, but unfortunately, you have to understand that at Real Madrid, there isn't a main captain. There's only everything is based off of longevity, based on how long you've been at the club. I do think that yo, what's good, guys? Welcome in. Yeah, I do think Courtois is a leader. I do think he's a good captain. I understand why he's not the captain, because again, Real Madrid have a very strict policy in terms of how long you've been at the club. But yeah, that's kind of the way it goes. Courtois, if he stays long enough, I think he could eventually be one of the main captains. Carvajal is not going to be around for long. I just don't think that he would have that much weight over players like Valverde. Even Vinny has been getting the captain band over Courtois, even though they joined in the last year. So I guess that's interesting. That's an interesting conversation. But again, we have to talk about Vinicius, because unfortunately, Vinny is he's not there. He's clearly, he didn't play. I didn't think he played a terrible game, because he wasn't losing the ball constantly, but I do think that he didn't play well enough. Vinny wasn't. He's not there. He's not the same player anymore. He's not the same player, and I think that he's getting in his head because of all the boos that he's getting. And again, we were talking about Tchouaméni and how he turned the situation around. I think that's something that Vinny needs to take note of, and Vinny has turned it around in the past. So I hope that he's able to really get that going. I don't know if he will. If I'm being honest. Didn't get Ferland in front substitution, and Alvaro kept playing. Yeah, I mean, listen. I also didn't understand why they brought in Ferland Mendy. I didn't understand why they would bring on Ferland Mendy and Fran Garcia. Alvaro Carreras, yeah, I trust me, I didn't understand it. I'm pretty sure Alvaro Carreras was playing a center back. He did have a center back performance earlier in the year, and it was honestly pretty decent. But yeah, guys, we'll talk about those subs in a second, because I think Xabi Alonso had something in mind that he could really. I mean, he was trying to get the win. He got the win. I think he got the job done. So we can't really complain about his subs. If we would have lost, I think it would have been a complete different story. But yeah, guys, what are we talking about? Vinny. I don't even know what to say about Vinny anymore. I think Vinny needs to take Tchouaméni's situation a year ago as example as to what he needs to do to really be able to push this forward. I don't want his story at Real Madrid to end the way that it's looking like it's going to end. But it's kind of the way it goes, you know. I'm sad about it. I am frustrated about it. I am glad that he's finally getting the stick that he needs to get. But if I don't see a reaction from him, I'm going to be really sad the way that he leaves the club, because I think he had a beautiful story at Real Madrid, and unfortunately it's not going that way. I think he needs to reset his mind. I think he needs to reset his mentality. I think he needs to understand his current situation, and I think he just needs to really bounce back from this. I think he can take the criticism constructively and really bounce back from this, but you also need to look at Rodrigo, because we will talk about Rodrigo in a second, because I think he played a really good game. But Rodrigo, 2 months ago, Rodrigo was Rodrigo was not there. And I remember when he had that cut, when he Ronaldo chopped the Atleti defender, I can't remember exactly who it was, and then he shot, and then Oblak saved it. I was so upset because that play in itself was so beautiful. What Rodrigo is able to do with the ball is something that you can't deny. You can't deny that guy is talented. He's talented, and he's clutch, and he eventually scored the goal that gave us the win. But I think that Vinny needs to also take a look at Rodrigo's past situation, especially over these last 2 months, because he's back in the score sheets. He's back in form. He looks way better than he did before. He looks a lot more confident than he did before. And I think that's something that Vinny needs to regain. Vinny needs to be able to regain his confidence. I don't know if he is too immature to do it. That is my worry. But I think that he has proven in the past that he can overturn situations, which is why I am still hopeful that he can. But Rodrigo is the person that I feel like he's still turning it around, because I don't think that these last 5-6 games are enough to say that Rodrigo is back. But I think Rodrigo is back. And I think it's because he's such a talented player, and today he was dangerous. He was he was causing a lot of issues to that Atletico Madrid backline. The goal that he missed, the one that I was talking about earlier, Oblak. That save from Oblak to me wasn't that impressive. I think Rodrigo just generally missed a chance, and it's too bad because that would have been a highlight play for his life, for the ages. I think him cutting, Ronaldo chopping the Atletico Madrid defender the way that he just kept on sliding, I think that was beautiful, and then he just didn't finish it well. That's just kind of how it goes, man. As a striker, you can make the entire play, and then you don't score, and it comes back to haunt you. But this time it didn't really haunt him, because he pulled up in the second goal of the match, Real Madrid's winner basically. He had a really good play. He opened himself up into space perfectly, as always. And I'm glad to see Rodrigo back. Rodrigo looks like he's back, and he's smiling, and he is the player that we fell in love with. I think that it's good that he kind of owned up to playing on the right wing. I do like Franco Mastantuano. I know that he didn't play much today, and he hasn't really been playing lately. There's been talk that he might not even get called up with Argentina if he doesn't get play time, but I don't know if that's true. I don't really see Argentina. Like, if you look at Argentina's squad for this upcoming World Cup, I don't really see what other players are they going to call over him. Because I think Argentina still has a solid team. They have an incredible manager, so as long as Scaloni's there, I am scared of Argentina. But Mastantuano, I don't know if he's going to make the World Cup squad, and I like that he was playing earlier, but I think that he's too young. I think he needs to develop. Ancelotti used to say all the time that in order to be a true Real Madrid first-team player, you have to know what it's like to eat the bench. Comer banquillo, that's what Ancelotti used to put it. And he's doing that right now, and I think that Rodrigo overall is just a better player. So as long as Rodrigo is in form, I think he should be playing. He needs to have that confidence. And I am sad that he's never gotten to play on the left, but so as long as Rodrigo is happy and he's playing his ball and he's contributing to the team as I remember, I am happy with that, guys. I am happy with his performance, the way that he played. What else, guys? What else? Hopefully we will beat Barcelona again, though it will be hard. That's kind of the talk. I don't know if we'll beat Barca. I don't know if we beat Barca again. I think we definitely can. I think this team is on the come up, but Barca are also on the come up. They've had their last couple of games have been crazy goal games. They've scored a lot of goals. I think they're scary. And I think that's a good thing, because Real Madrid are not going to get complacent. They're not going to get complacent with Barcelona. And I think, again, this is a turning point in the season. I think Real Madrid need to win. They really, really need to win. They need to win to be able to grab this season by the handle and push that momentum forward as much as possible, because I think this is a very important moment in the season, especially for Xabi Alonso, especially for the project, the belief that the players have in him, and not just the players, the board, the Real Madrid board, because, again, I think that he is being tested in this SUPERCOPA. Courtois is a hero. He deserves to be the main captain. We already talked about that. Didn't either. The match versus Barca ain't looking good. I don't know, man. I think we need to have a little bit more faith in this team. I really do. Gonzalo didn't have the best performance today. Barcelona is obviously a difficult game. Yes, Barca is going to be a difficult game. Gonzalo, listen, I think Gonzalo has shown flashes of what he could be. Obviously, he scored a crazy hat-trick last game. And it was a crazy hat-trick. I think that's the second best hat-trick I've seen at the Bernabeu. First, obviously, has to be Kylian Mbappe's hat-trick against Man City in the round of 32, the playoff round. The playoff round against Man City in the Champions League, the very first playoff round ever, because obviously the Champions League format has changed. For me, that hat-trick is the best I've seen at the Bernabeu, but I think Gonzalo's hat-trick was spectacular. It was also a perfect hat-trick. To be fair, it was a perfect hat-trick. He scored a header, he scored with his left, and he scored with his right. And what a player Gonzalo is. He obviously didn't show the player that he could be today, but I think he's young. I think he still needs to develop. I think that he has shown what he could be, but he's not quite there yet. And that's why we have to be patient. That's why this team is at a disadvantage without Kylian Mbappe, which is, I think, the main topic of conversation, because people don't believe that that's the case. People believe that the team is better without Mbappe. Real Madrid won the Champions League when Mbappe was in here. And then Mbappe gets here and Real Madrid don't win the Champions League. And Mbappe was at PSG and they weren't winning the Champions League. And he moves to Real Madrid and PSG win the Champions League. So it's obviously a topic of conversation. I think it's normal. I think it's normal to have doubts like that. But I don't think that that's the problem. I don't think Kylian is a problem at Real Madrid. I think that's actually quite a crazy thing to say. Kylian Mbappe, with the form that he's in right now, I think blaming him for everything is, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair at all, but it is what it is. You know, that's the name of the game. Obviously, your track record is what it is. You're obviously going to get people making noise about that specifically. Hopefully we'll be Barcelona and the match. Gonzalo didn't have the best performance today. Yeah, I think Gonzalo needs minutes, and I think it's good that Mbappe isn't playing for him specifically, because he will get those minutes. Hopefully he can turn them into goals. If he can score against Barca, obviously we would all love that, because we need to beat Barca, guys. We cannot lose to Barca again, guys. After last year, after all the stick that we took, all the chatter that Lamine Yamal was talking in the Kings League, the disrespect, I just don't want it. I don't want it. I want Real Madrid to do good. I want Real Madrid to be able to push this win forward and get the season in the right track. Vinicius should have been subbed out earlier. He was not playing well. Listen, I don't think Vinny played poorly. I don't think that this was his worst game. I think he looked sharp at the very beginning, but I think Vinny is just too desperate to get the goal that he wants, the goal that he feels like he needs. He's getting a lot of stick, and he feels like that's really the only way to fix it, but I think that's wrong. I think Vinny needs it's not about the goals, Vinny. It's not about the goals. It's about how you bring your attitude into the field. The things that you do defensively, Vinny's just not there. The goal that Betty scored against us when we beat him 5-1, Vinicius pressures the goalkeeper. Vinicius keeps the ball from going inside the Real Madrid goal. Why? Because the goalkeeper had it. He had enough time to be able to play the ball out, and Betis were able to build a play that led to the goal. Vinny would have kept on pressing instead of just diving and complaining to the ref and all these things. He would have kept pressing. Real Madrid would have been safe from that goal, but it is the way it is. Vinicius, he should have been subbed out earlier. We'll have liked Endrick to be here. I would love for Endrick to still be here, but Endrick wants to play the World Cup, and I think that's a very fair thing to want to play in a prestigious tournament like that. I think he needs it. I think he needs it for his own career. I think he needs to be able to play. And I think that's a talk that he had with Ancelotti, that he's not really going to make the World Cup squad if he doesn't have minutes under his belt. I think it's unfortunate that he didn't get minutes under his belt, because, to be fair, Gonzalo did play really well in the Club World Cup. He is Xabi Alonso's favorite in between the two. He did play very well last match. I think Endrick is a better player. I think Endrick has shown flashes that he could be the best player in the world eventually. And I think that in France, he will get the minutes that he needs to be able to develop. Again, that's what I think Gonzalo needs. But what else? I love Rodrigo, and hopefully he can continue like this and get a contract extension. I would love for Rodrigo to get a contract extension. I want him to stay at the club, guys. I want him to stay at the club. I think if he continues with this form, I think fans are going to warm up to him again. But I think he has a lot of damage control that he kind of needs to perform because, unfortunately, his reputation amongst Madrid fans has kind of dwindled. It's kind of gone down. I think it's unfair because, again, he hasn't been treated the same way other players have been treated. Hashtag Vinny. But hopefully your boy Football by Nikita, hopefully Vini Jr. wakes up after Simeone's words. And that's actually exactly what I wanted to talk about. Because Simeone was yapping. Simeone was doing his own thing. I don't know if you guys know this, but Simeone was the guy that got David Beckham sent off in the 1998 World Cup. Yep, England had one of the best teams ever in their history. England were favorites to win the World Cup. They had a crazy team. They were star-studded. And on the field, he started talking smack to David Beckham, and David Beckham lost his mind. I don't remember exactly what he did, whether he headbutted Simeone, whether he hit him. I don't remember what it was. But that's what Simeone is. That's what Simeone is known for. People forget, but Simeone is that guy. He's the guy that will just talk a bunch of smack to you. And when Vinny was getting subbed out, I was pretty heated. What Simeone was saying to Vinicius because he was saying, "Oh, listen, they're booing you, they're whistling to you, they're criticizing you, they don't like you." He was making fun of Vinicius as he was getting subbed out. And Simeone, I think, is a great manager for small teams, not successful teams. No way, because yes, he's won the league twice. I think the first time he won the league, I think Atletico Madrid were at par with Real Madrid and Barca. The second time he won the league, I think it's because Madrid and Barca were incompetent. They were not on form. They were doing terrible. They were doing terrible the entire league season. I think Simeone got lucky in the second league title. I think he is the manager that helps you compete. Atletico Madrid are an elite team now because it's not 2011 anymore. It's not when Simeone joined. No, Atletico Madrid have an elite stadium, an elite budget. They're not broke anymore. They're not. Simeone's put Atletico Madrid in a place in which they are able to eat at the same table as the big boys. They play in one of the most attractive cities in the world for football players to play in. They have a crazy squad. I think Julian Alvarez is a hell of a player. I think he's one of the best strikers in the world. And why don't they do anything with it? Because their manager is complacent with just competing. Simeone wants to talk shit to Vinicius because he wants to get in his head. All right, perfect. Go ahead, do it. You're still going to be forever Mr. Third Place. You are. Lisboa, Milan. That's you. That's Simeone. And I hope this brings a fire into Vinicius, but honestly, at this point, I've been asking fans to boo him, to let him know that he's been playing bad so he can stop feeling comfortable in the starting 11. And I think these last two games of Vinny haven't been bad. I think he's been way worse over the last course of the year. Matt, Vinny, I would say... Can't do it, bro. I can't do it. I want Vinny out. I think this project is Mbappe's. I think this team needs to revolve around Mbappe. But I'm sad that it's ending like this with Vinny. I am. The sentimental in me, I just can't. Vinny had such a beautiful story. Why does he have to leave this way? It is what it is, but again, Simeone was talking smack to Vinicius, and oh my god, I wish I was there. I wish I was part of the Real Madrid bench because damn, I would have destroyed them. I can't even say the word. I don't wanna get demonetized, guys. But Simeone is he's the coach of Atletico Madrid because they're pathetic. Atletico Madrid is pathetic. I think they could be so much better if they moved on from their manager and they got a world-class manager. I think that they could reach the next level. I think they could genuinely compete for the Champions League. Yes, Simeone made the Champions League final twice. Guys, that was 10 years ago. That was 10 years ago. 2016 was 10 years ago. That's the last time Simeone made the Champions League final. Since then, he's won one league in which, again, Real Madrid and Barcelona were subpar. I think that's why he pounced on it. Aside from that, you have to give him credit because he put Atletico Madrid where he is. But for you to talk shit to a guy who's won 2 Champions Leagues when you have the same amount of finals losses, I don't know, man. Simeone, he gets under my skin. At the end of the day, that's just kind of how Atletico Madrid works. They just hate Real Madrid, and I think that's the only win that Atletico Madrid can get out of today, what Simeone said to Vinny. Because Vinny, of course, Vinny being Vinny, he's not going to let that slide. He's going to say some shit, and then he's going to fight. And he started yapping back at Simeone, and obviously Vinny looks worse than Simeone does because that's just the way the media works. And at the same time, honestly, Vinny needs to get better at that, but he just doesn't. He doesn't. And I really hope Nikita is right. I really hope that this wakes him up. I think he needs it, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough. I hope Vinny is able to turn the situation around. I think Simeone is... Atletico Madrid will never win a Champions League, so as long as Simeone is coach. I would be surprised if they win another league because this isn't the end of an era or a cycle for Real Madrid and Barca. No, this is the beginning of an era for Real Madrid and Barca. I don't think Simeone ever touches La Liga again. I don't think he's won Copa del Rey in like 12 years. But hey, he competes. He competes. You're complacent. Pathetico Madrid. Pathetico Madrid. Patetico Madrid. That is the team that you coach, Cholo. Patetico Madrid. You're never gonna go higher than what you already did, bro. Like I'm willing to put it out there. I don't think you'll ever achieve more than that. And I am annoyed that he said what he said to Vinny. I think Vinny didn't need to hear that, but I think Nikita could be right. I think maybe if you are out there and you start getting angry at what is being said around you, and that helps you to be motivated to turn things around, Vinny, I hope this fuels you, man. I hope it does. I hope it does. When will Militao be back on team playing? He was said to be out for between 3 to 4 months. This happened. When was the Juventus game? It was the week of El Clasico, so it was end of October. End of October means that maybe towards middle of February he'll be back. I think middle of February Militao will be back. I really want him to be back because I think I'm surprised. The guy tore 2 ACLs, 2 different ACLs in back-to-back years. And he came back and he was playing at the level that he was playing. At that level, I think he's the best center back in the world. Could be biased. Maybe not. But I think Militao at his best level, he's the best center back in the world. We definitely need him back. I hope he's back soon. I was a little confused with the subs today by Xabi Alonso, but again, we got the win. And because we got the win, nobody's going to say anything. And we would have lost, though, after he made those subs. I can't even imagine what people would be saying right now. I don't know, man. Happy with Rudiger, but it's looking like Rudy is declining. I mean, guys, listen, Rudy, he's old. Rudiger is old. Rudiger is he's not quite there yet. He's there anymore. Rudiger, for me, was the best center back in the world when Real Madrid won the Champions League. I think his level significantly helped Real Madrid. Rudiger is not there at the same level, but I think, to be fair, last year he was overused. People forget that Ancelotti played him every single game, and Raúl Asensio was knocking on the door, and no matter what, he would play every single game, and then everybody got injured, so Rudiger was the only center back that was left, and Asensio started playing next to him, but Rudiger played at a crazy high level for a significant amount of time, back-to-back games. He wouldn't rest, and now he is on the decline. Yeah, sure, but I don't know. I honestly didn't understand the subs. I think Tchouaméni again can actually play at the center back position. I believe that more than most people. Most people believe that he's not worthy of playing in that position. He's not good enough. I disagree. But I think Xabi Alonso saw something. He saw something that, especially on the right side of the Atletico Madrid lineup, when they were attacking Carreras. I don't know if it was a Rudiger issue, or he also took off Asensio. He didn't look very happy when he got subbed out. I don't know. I think I don't know what it was that Xavi saw, but I think maybe, just maybe, it was enough to get us a win. I think Xavi knows what he's doing. He knows a lot more than we give him credit for, and that pisses me off every single day. But still, I think Xabi Alonso might have won the game with those subs. Exactly, he gets under people's skin. It's annoying. You're talking about Vinny. Yeah, well, don't rate Diego Simeone, much overrated coach. Yeah, I don't think he's overrated, guys. That's not what I said. I think Simeone is a really good coach, but he could go to Betis or Sevilla and make them compete for Champions League places year in and year out. He could even compete for the title until they eventually fall off. But that's Simeone for you. I don't think Simeone is a big team club. And unfortunately, Atletico Madrid are not who they used to be, which is why I think it's pathetic that they are so sold on staying with Cholo. And listen, I have a lot of love for Arsene Wenger, but I think he's the new Arsene Wenger. I think he is. The only difference is that Arsenal fans actually wanted Wenger out. Atletico Madrid fans, Patético Madrid fans, here we go. They don't want Simeone gone. So I think they're fine with being complacent, and that's Arsenal were a significantly bigger club than Atletico Madrid were. So I understand the difference in fans, but that's just the way life goes. Vinicius should leave. He was disrespecting Xavi. I agree, and I think he's bringing a very poor, very shitty vibes to the locker room. But I think that changed because you can see that the players feel different. The players are acting different. I think that they are getting behind the coach, and I think that they know that they're all in this together. And this is a year in which they need to make a statement because last year they got got. El Clásico. I'm so excited. I am so excited for El Clásico. I was really hoping that we would get El Clásico on Sunday. I cannot wait for Barca and Madrid to face off in the SUPERCOPA final. The last two SUPERCOPA finals have gone, one to Real Madrid and one to Barca, and they were both goleadas. They were both a big goal margin. Barca beat us by 3 goals last time. We beat Barca by 3 goals the time that we beat them 2 years ago. So I think it's going to be a good game. I think it's going to be a huge rivalry this is Real Madrid. This is Real Madrid against Barcelona. Very excited to see what that holds. If I were to give you a prediction, I don't know. I don't know because Barca look really good right now. They are playing very well offensively. I don't think they're that good defensively. I think that Inigo Martinez, surprisingly, was their best center back last year. I think Cubarsí is a really good prospect. But again, Barca PR overrating the shit out of their players, making it seem like he's way better than he actually is. I don't think Cubarsí is as good as Barca fans making him out to be. I think he will be as good as Barca fans make him out to be because I see him play and I can tell that kid has talent. Outside of that, though, I think it's just talk. I think they're raising the expectations on a player that just aren't there yet. And I think Cubarsí is a good defender, but Inigo Martinez was the guy in that backfield, in the defensive field, in which he led that defense. And even then, when he was playing, they were still conceding 7 goals against Inter. I don't think Barca are good defensively, and I think that's where we can pounce. which is why I'm excited for El Clasico, because I think it's going to be a goal fest. I am excited for it. I am nervous for it, but I think this year is different. I think we can definitely pull out the win. And I think Xavi really needs this. I'm excited to see it. But yeah, guys, these are my thoughts for the game. I will be posting a video regarding the live reactions that we had at the bar for the Atletico Madrid game. This is something that hopefully I will get out to you guys in the next couple of hours. But yeah, stay tuned for that. We got a live reaction video. Hedgie Fruits Marvin Coleman, what's up, brother? What's up, bro? Welcome in. Unfortunately, we are just leaving, but I do want to say I'm gonna predict Real Madrid. To beat Barcelona in the Supercopa final on penalties. I think it's gonna be on penalties. I think it's gonna be wild. I think it's gonna be a wild game. I really hope that we beat them. I do not want to see Barca fans talking shit after it. But then again, this is the Supercopa, and I think if there's a place to lose, it's this. But I don't want to. This is Real Madrid. I want to win every single trophy. Every trophy that we play, I want to win. We expect to win because this is the biggest club in the world. And on Sunday, we will once again have to prove it. So I'm excited about the win, brother. I'm excited about the win too. I think it was a good win, especially for Xavi. I think he got a lot of stick after losing to Atletico Madrid. And today he kind of gained a little bit of respect from the fan base back, so I think that's good. But yeah, guys, big game Sunday. Stay tuned for the video that I'm about to post with the live reactions. And yeah, that means I don't know if I will be streaming on Sunday yet. Maybe after the game. That is the plan. But I don't know if it'll be worth it. I will most definitely be posting live reactions video for the match on the YouTube channel. If we lose, I will most definitely go live. If we win, we will see. I would definitely like to be able to go live as much as possible for you guys. This is a new year. There's exciting things coming for you guys and the channel. And yeah, that means as always, it's been a pleasure. I will catch you guys around. Make sure to hit the like button, hit the hype button if you can help us out. Subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the notifications button to not miss any of our content. And as always, that means I will catch you guys next time. Peace out.